Hi guys, and welcome back to Teacher School Builders. If this is your first time, stop. This is just one in a series of videos that teaches you how to start a school step by step from the ground up. It is designed to go hand in hand with an article I wrote, which is linked down below. However, if this is your first time, you want to start at the beginning, so click on this video wherever you see it up here. And if you don't know me, then let me go ahead and introduce myself. Again, I am Cindy Lumpkin. I started a school over 8 years ago, probably for the same reason that you are looking at this video. I love teaching, but got tired of doing it in a public school where they did not respect me or my students' learning. So now it's a part of my heartbeat to help other teachers to be able to do the same thing, to create the environments where not only they thrive, but the students thrive as well. In today's video, which is actually a recording from the beta class that I did with about 5 teachers who I coached through the process, we are going to be talking about policies and procedures.
We're going to talk about policies and procedures. Bylaws, policies, and procedures, setting up policies, student-parent expectation and staff guideline, operational manual. Don't let this seem daunting, okay? But it's definitely something that you want to start out with. You know, there are some things that I can say, hey, this can wait for later. You can just kind of, put this in a part of your head always, for later. But then there are some things that you need to think about and that you need to do now, because you don't want things to come up and you don't have these procedures in place, written and documented, right? So let's go ahead on and talk about what the difference is between these. What are bylaws? They are required for all private schools that are registered as nonprofits and define legal parameters for operation and governance. Okay, so my school is a nonprofit. My bylaws tells us how we can operate, who has what type of control, and who, governs or does whatever. Policies are rules defined by school leadership that set expectations for students, staff, and parents, and it provides a framework of how violations of said expectations will be handled. And then you also have your procedures. Your procedures are the systems of operation of your school. When we were talking about how students will get dropped off and picked up, that's a procedure, right? Whether or not this is how it looks for that. And those are the different types of things you want to make sure that you are building in. A lot of these policies and procedures are contained in handbooks. You have your student handbook, parent handbook, and staff handbook. And it can seem so overwhelming, but I promise you it does not have to be. Operational manuals. You keep it simple. And this is for all of them. Keep it simple. Build overtime as needed, enlist help, write, and publish online. So your operational manual will contain that student handbook, will contain that staff and parent handbook. And sometimes, being a small school, it can just be one document. And whatever your expectation is for your students, parents, and teachers, it will be good for everybody to know what everybody's expectation is, right? And you should, before or as you are enrolling students, before, or once they put their name on the dotted line, really, students should know what's expected of them. Parents should know what their expectations are. So you should have something in hand to give them, as well as people that you are hiring. What is the promise that you're giving them, and what is the expectation that you are expecting in return? Don't think you need to have this Bible with 1,000 pages in it when you are working with 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, even 20 kids. It doesn't have to be. You only need those things that apply to you and where you are in the moment, and think of them as something living and that grows as you grow.
All right, guys, I hope you found that very helpful in your journey on starting your school. If you have any questions, go ahead on and drop those down below. Also, if you are interested in attending some of our live Q&As, make sure you go ahead on and sign up for our newsletter. When you sign up for that newsletter, you will also get this awesome checklist. It's actually a time frame of a year that tells you step by step what you need to get accomplished in order to have your school ready for the next academic school year. Of course, it could go faster than that, but I think planning a year out is a good idea. Again, thank you guys so much for supporting my content. I really appreciate you, and know that I am rooting for you. All right, here's the next video in this series.